So I'm sitting in one of the meeting rooms in my workplace, and it literally feels like I'm floating in the air. There's words coming out of my mouth right now, but I can't really hear them. They're starting to get quieter and quieter. It doesn't even feel like I'm the one saying them. I'm almost having what you describe as an out-of-body experience where I can almost see myself from a different angle. I can see myself talking, but it doesn't feel like I'm the one talking. And at the same time, all of this is going on, I'm aware of the 15, 16 people all seated around this giant table, each one of them with their eyes set dead on me. So I don't think I was ever really aware of this at the time, but I think this was when I may have had my first ever panic attack. And it happened in my very first meeting, in my second week of this new job that I'm now working, when I was meeting with what would become my new team. So the manager called me in one morning and he said, "Right, everyone, this is Tom. He's going to be doing some work for us." And he said, "I want you to all introduce yourself to Tom, and then he's going to tell us a little bit about himself." So imagine we're seated around this massive table, everyone's crammed in, and they each take turns introducing themselves, saying what it is they do. And this is already making my heart race. I'm already getting those tense feelings in my body. Because imagine how I'm seeing it. We're starting at one end of the table. We're slowly but surely moving across. I'm not even focused on what these people are saying to me, because I know with each person that passes, we're closer to me having to talk. And the idea of that is freaking me the fuck out. I'm already starting to rehearse in my head what I want to say, but that's not really helping in a way. That's just making my thoughts race even more. And with each person, I feel the anxiety just building and building and building and building and building until it literally feels like my stomach is like up here. And if you'd seen my hands, they'd be going like, ugh. I get really shaky hands when I'm anxious. It's a very bad giveaway. Until it eventually comes to me, and I've never had this happen to before, but I know this is a panic attack symptom. It feels like my vision is starting to get narrower, and the adrenaline in my body is just making me feel like worn out. Like maybe around like halfway through the people, I thought, okay, I have a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna say, but just the time in between that and now, I might have been ready like 2 minutes ago, but now it feels like I'm starting to get lightheaded. It feels like I can almost black out, but I start speaking. And I swear to fucking God, like, I know I don't have the deepest voice ever. I'd like to have a deeper voice, but I swear these people heard like the most high-pitched Mickey Mouse version of my voice. Like, so this is what I've been, this is how I joined the organization. And I swear to you, from that moment on, with each word that came out of my mouth, I became like less and less aware of what I was even saying. I do not know where I was pulling these words from, but my mind and my mouth, they were almost like separate entities. And this is what I mean when I was full on having a panic attack. Like I almost had like, I don't know what the word is. I think it's like depersonalization. Like I just didn't even feel like what was happening was real. It's kind of embarrassing to talk about this because this was literally just like I'd been feeling really confident in my job up to this point. Like, I'd met loads of people, but suddenly just something about this experience, being thrown into that meeting with all these people I didn't know and being expected to like almost give like a mini presentation with no prep time, it just completely fucked me up. So I'm talking, and I vaguely remember that it was something to do with like, they wanted me to talk about like what I was interested in. Well, no, I think the boss could sense I was like barely hanging in there. And he said, "So what are you interested in doing for us, Tom?" And I think just before I could come up with an answer, someone saved me. And this person, they didn't know it at the time, but what they did for me has actually helped me more than they could ever know. They gave me one of my best ever tools to deal with my social anxiety that I use pretty much every single day to bail me out of situations like this or stop it from getting to the point where I'm literally having a panic attack. Do you know what he said? Some people won't get this. If you're not UK based, you won't get this. But he said, "Well, I wonder if he's interested in Love Island," or something like that. Something along those lines. Love Island is like a reality show in the UK. And suddenly the whole room just like laughed. The room just filled up with laughter. And I kind of like pieced together this Love Island thing. That's like an in-joke they have. Like, there's a few girls in the team who are really into reality shows. So it's kind of like an in-joke in their team. But I didn't care about any of that bullshit. Never in my life have I felt the tension in a room lift so much in a millisecond. I felt like I had the weight of the world on my shoulders right before this. I literally was like I told you I was having an out of body experience. This whole thing felt so serious. It literally felt like I was about to die. And I'll talk about this more. Like, in this situation, your body actually does believe it's gonna die. Like this, that's not a joke, but just like that, suddenly the vibes in this room are just so good. And I feel so much relief. And without even realizing it, I'm smiling. I'm smiley again. Like, I must have been as white as a sheet before that, but now I'm smiling, I'm happy. Just the energy in this room has suddenly become so good. And just like that, I'm feeling comfortable again. Everyone's laughter kind of clears up, but I can see how like happy and in a good mood everyone is. Like, maybe it was like this before, but it was as if all of that pressure was gone, and suddenly the words just returned to me. I no longer feel this pressure to like constantly have something in mind to say next, as we do when we freeze. And more than that, it just felt like I'm in a safe space. I can make a mistake here, and I'm not going to be judged by these people. And I went on to finish that little presentation feeling incredible, like feeling like I came across pretty well. And this taught me the power of humour. It's only after this that I've like looked into what a force humour and just making jokes can be, allowing yourself to experience the funny side of life in these moments that just feel so highly pressurized. It does so much for you, not just on like a vibes level, but on a biological level. So I've only just started learning about how the nervous system, which is responsible for like detecting danger and threats in your environment, in situations like that, where it feels like everyone's watching you, the entire center of attention is on you. In terms of like the danger your body feels in that moment, it is up there with the highest. Like, the anxiety you feel in that moment is literally there to tell you, get me the fuck out of this place. Anxiety is there to protect you from experiencing something your nervous system believes is going to cause you pain. Something you've learned from the past. Anxiety is there because it anticipates something is going to happen to you. Something really bad. Some kind of humiliation. Some kind of shame being brought upon you. And it's telling you, you do not want to risk feeling this, so get the fuck out of there. And it's these exact situations like that it makes sense would trigger these feelings inside of me, because it's things like when you make a mistake in class and all of your classmates laugh at you. You put your hand up, you get the answer wrong. Or even someone just publicly humiliates you. That kind of thing would happen to me all the time in school. So it makes sense that I'd react the same way when I feel like everyone's watching me. Even though I'm not necessarily in danger, my nervous system learned back in school, this is what will happen when you have all these people looking at you. But the humour in that situation, even though it wasn't me making the joke, what it helps your nervous system realise is you're not in danger. On a biological level, if you're really, truly under threat, it is impossible for your body to laugh if you're in like a life or death situation. It's physically impossible. So laughter in that situation, even just experiencing it, being around it, is sending biological impulses to your body that you are safe. That is where most social anxiety comes from. It comes from not feeling safe in your environment. So, this is like a lesson that I've taken forward. I don't wait for other people to produce the humour. I apply this to every single one of my situations in life. I try and see the funny side. I always try and think of something funny about any situation I'm in, something to laugh at, especially things that feel like life or death. Like, I've done presentations since then, and I always try and like chat to my audience a little bit beforehand, like make a few jokes, just set the tone off right. Setting the tone off right to anything serious is so important, because when it feels like you're about to die, when it feels like there's all this danger surrounding you, it's impossible to even think clearly. So inserting humour into situations, even when it might feel like a little bit inappropriate, you would not believe how much that relieves social anxiety, social pressure. I honestly think it's a thing that so many people have been missing. But yeah, that's all. Take care.